Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be talking about declarative and procedural knowledge surrounding primary PE. If you've read the recent OFSTED research review, you'll have seen these words come up, and you'll also see the 3 pillars of progression that we're going to talk about in this video as well. So hopefully you enjoy today's video. If you do, please drop us a like and comment. So, as we know, within the curriculum, there are 2 different types of knowledge that we want our pupils to develop. The first one is declarative knowledge, and this is the knowing what side of PE. Now, the knowing what side is more about understanding the factual knowledge surrounding movement, rules, strategies and tactics, plus your health and participation. So when a child can sort of understand that and start verbalising and communicating it, it really helps them understand about how they can get better on the procedural side of things first. Now, it's really important that when we are talking about the different sort of sections I've just spoken about, is that they are being connected to what we are teaching them in that lesson and over your whole curriculum. So when you're talking about rules, strategies and tactics, obviously it's very simple, but they need to be learning the rules of the sport they're playing on that day. They need to be finding out strategies and tactics which are relevant to the sport or the physical activity that they're taking part in. Now, with declarative knowledge, we expect our pupils to be able to communicate either verbally, maybe verbally and in written communication, so they can really demonstrate that they understand what they are doing, okay? And that is the whole section of declaratives, knowing what. So verbally, we could do this in a number of ways. We could ask pupils to maybe talk about certain buzzwords that we've been using in today's lesson. We might be able to use Q&A. They might do partner work where they're talking to each other about the skills they've learned in that lesson. Or written, it may be a case of they're going to write a review on their own performance in today's lesson. Or maybe you ask them to come out of the lesson for 2 minutes and observe somebody for 2 or 3 minutes, and they can write down what they're doing well, maybe things that they can improve, and it gives them an opportunity to really think about the words that they're using and why they're using it and why it's so important within that lesson. And when pupils have an increased declarative knowledge, it does allow them to communicate their strengths and their limitations, which will, whether they're communicating that with just themselves or to the teacher or to a partner, help develop within their lesson. Plus, if they can communicate their ideas, decisions and choices clearly, it will allow the team to understand more about what's going on. And also when children as a team sort of understand what certain words mean, it helps keep everybody in the moving forwards in the right direction. If 1 or 2 of the children are sort of starting to struggle with certain words that you use in your lesson, whether that be formal words like possession or opposed, or informal words like up the line, all that sort of stuff that you hear in different sports. Now, if people start to feel like they're falling behind in those words, it might make them struggle to. It's a chance of isolating those children. So we can bring those everybody moving up, learning the same sort of stuff together, really helps within your lessons. Now, obviously, declarative is really important, and without the declarative knowledge, it's sort of argued that the procedural knowledge can't come after it. But the declarative knowledge is not enough on its own to show that a child is competent in PE. It's really important that we bring that into the procedural knowledge and that know-how knowledge. And that's what we're going to be looking for within the procedural side. Within procedural knowledge, it's an opportunity for pupils to demonstrate that they not only know what they're meant to be doing, but also that they know how they're meant to do it. For example, it's all good a child being able to tell you how to get past a defender in rugby, but if they can't do it, it's not the same as being able to just say what they need to do. By showing you the procedural knowledge that a pupil has, they'll be able to have an opportunity whilst they're doing demonstrations or whilst they're participating within the activity. This will allow you as a teacher to maybe step back and observe and give you an idea of where the pupils are. Are they where you expect them to be? And if not, maybe you need to bring in a little bit more of that declarative knowledge so that they're clear on what they're meant to be doing and how it's meant to be done. Now, it's been researched that declarative has to come first. And I touched on it earlier, but the declarative side is knowing what you are meant to be doing, right? So if I said to a child, right, you're going to be doing a headstand today, they, depending on where their knowledge is, yes, they might know roughly what a headstand is, but we as teachers will really have to have that clear content knowledge of knowing what we expect from a headstand, because pupils could come in with knowledge from outside of the classroom thinking that a headstand is done in a certain way. For example, they might feel like they don't need to put their hands out, and we would teach that no, you need two hands out and your head balanced, and your body being able to balance in that position. Now you're going to be challenging pupils' understanding within this side, and again, so that sort of comes back to the declarative side. If you don't have that declarative knowledge into the pupils, then you're going to be sort of like competing with that alongside. Then they will struggle to show you how to do it if they don't know what they're meant to be doing. So it's really important that you sort of work on that. And yes, for the initial headstand or whatever skill you're teaching, but on the longer term, once they're good at something, then they've got that procedural knowledge of how to do it. But then to get to that next step or to really improve themselves, they might then need a little bit more declarative knowledge to be boosted onto that so that it can push them up to that next stage. So just because they can show you a chest pass doesn't necessarily mean that they are delivering the best chest pass possible. So that's where you can build in more detail, thinking about straightening your fingers, all that sort of stuff that might come into your lesson. Now, it's not like declarative is more important than procedural or the other way around. It's just important that you as a teacher understand that they are both linked. Everything is explicitly linked towards each other, you know, and the way that they develop within all their skills, they need to know what they're meant to be doing, but also know how to do it. And it's you as a teacher building that into your lessons so that children are developing in the right way. And at no point are we saying that without all the declarative knowledge, can a child not participate? Because yes, you could get 10 random children out and they play a game of lacrosse that they've never played before. And you could sort of show them a brief idea, but if they don't have the knowledge around the movement skills, the rules, strategies and tactics, and healthy participation, then they're not going to be able to fully engage and critically engage within that lesson, and they might not quite get the most out of it without building in that declarative knowledge into your lessons. So hopefully that's helped you in today's video of defining the differences between declarative and procedural knowledge and how they both sort of work together within your lessons. And yes, we talk about in a lesson, but also over 6 weeks, how they combine together, and then also over a year and through 7 years within your school. So hopefully that's you've taken a bit from that. If you have, like I said earlier, please do like, comment and subscribe, and share the video if you found it of any benefit. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.